In this video, I'm sharing with you my journaling prompts that I use every single day to make my life even better. Let's get started. Hi and welcome to the Elevated Entrepreneur YouTube channel. You are watching the third video in the ongoing series Habits and Systems for Founders and Entrepreneurs. If you haven't already, I'd love for you to watch video number 1 here, which is Workday Startup Systems for Founders and Entrepreneurs, and I share with you everything that you need to know about starting your day right. And also make sure you check out video number 2 in the series, which talks all about shutting your day down right and making sure you give your brain the space and freedom it needs to get charged up for a fantastic day again. With this video, we're going straight into the journaling prompts that I use as part of my Workday Startup and Workday Shutdown systems. But before I get to sharing the questions and the prompts with you, I want to talk to you about why use prompts in the first place. Prompts are nothing but question or a set of questions that you will have sitting in front of you as opposed to a blank page with a cursor flashing back at you. There is nothing worse than staring at a blank page because that just puts your brain into lockdown mode. Looking at a series of questions are going to help you kickstart the creative thinking process. You're going to be able to get into answer mode much more faster. You're also going to be able to get out of your own head and focus on what to write because the questions have to be answered. That's it. You don't have to think about the questions every single time. And finally, having a series of questions in front of you is going to set direction for the activity. Whether you're doing your Workday startup or you're doing your Workday shutdown or you're just doing daily journaling, having a series of prompts or questions is going to make that activity much more seamless and much more efficient. So now that you know why prompts, I want to tell you specifically about these questions that I'm going to share with you. How are these questions going to help you? I have divided these questions into 2 sets. The questions that I use for my Workday startup and the questions that I use for my Workday shutdown. And each of these sets have very specific questions in them so that you are getting to start your day right and you're getting to end your day right. One of the key reasons most people struggle with journaling or writing down their thoughts because they don't have the right set of questions. It's not like that we don't have the willpower, we just don't have the ability to make the habit more effective and more efficient. And these questions are going to do just that. So let's get started with the questions. And the first set of questions is for the Workday startup system. And if you haven't already, make sure you check out this video here in which I explain everything that you need to know about the Workday startup. So what are the questions that I ask myself every single morning before I start my day? The first question is the 3 things that I am grateful for. There's a very specific reason there's only 3. Because for most people, it's hard enough to come up with 1. And if you add more than 3, you're now spending a lot of time spinning your wheels. So here, what I want you to think about when you're answering this question is what specific things you are grateful for. We're all grateful for food, we're all grateful for beds, we're all grateful for the time we get with our families, our parents, our cars. All of that is great. And sure enough, if you're new to this, it's a good place to start. But I really want you to take a few minutes and think about why you're specifically grateful for that one thing that you're writing down. The more deeper you get, the better. It's easy for me to be very grateful about a lot of things because I've been doing this for a while. I want you to build this habit. And by answering these questions, that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to be able to build this muscle that allows you to think and really appreciate some of the tiny things that happen in your day that go by without you even noticing. The second question that I ask myself every single morning is what would make my day great today? And this question is a really powerful question. You could go and type out a paragraph, but I want you to think about the 2 or 3 things that you're going to be able to do today to make you feel really good at the end of the day. It's almost like talking to a future version of yourself and you're asking your future version, looking back at the day, wow, I had a great day today because I did these 3 things or these 2 things. Again, keep it short, but keep it to 3, no more than 3, because then that becomes a really heavy to-do list. And sometimes unrealistic expectations can be a bigger motivation killer than not doing anything at all. And the third question that I ask myself every single morning is I ask myself, what is my affirmation for today? What am I really wanting to pay attention, not to my conscious mind, but to my subconscious mind? And affirmations work very well for your subconscious mind. And these can be something that you've come up with, or you've read somewhere, or you have a list of affirmations that you can quickly Google. But doing this exercise forces you to look at something positive. And the whole reason for these 3 sets of questions is really to begin your day on a high note, but also begin your day on a positive note. The next set of questions are questions that I use every single day to end my day as part of my Workday shutdown system. And if you haven't already, please make sure you watch this video here where I talk to you all about what and how to get done with a Workday shutdown system. So the first question that I asked myself as part of my Workday shutdown, what are some of the notable things that happened today? And I will not restrict myself here. I typically write down 3 or 4 items, but on some days I can go up to 6. So remember, as part of your Workday shutdown system, there's much less filtering happening as opposed to the filtering that you have to do when you start your day. Also, this is a great moment to close your eyes for just a few minutes, run through your day in your mind. Run through from the moment that you got up to the moment you're at here just now, so that you can really build that muscle to capture the tiniest details of your life. Doing that is going to help make you more aware of every fleeting moment. And there are so many moments in our day, we just let them fly by without even realizing how important they are or how meaningful they were. The next prompt that I ask myself every single time I shut my day down, how could I have made my day better today? And the first one is all about wins. This one is all about lessons learned. Here again, there's no reason or room to edit. You can be as verbose as you want, and typically I write stuff here without thinking, without editing, so that I just throw everything that's on my brain and put it on paper. And the reason to do that is it's only you that's reading this. It's not permanent. It'll change tomorrow. But if you don't capture what's in your head right now, you're going to let all of those creative thoughts just go away. Your conscious mind is deciding to edit what your subconscious mind is throwing up at you. And the last question in my Workday shutdown system is one that I love the most, and that is the moment I appreciated the most today, or the moment that I am most proud about today. Either or could work for you, or you could write down both if you like. This question is going to be really easy if you've done the first 2 questions. The first one encourages you to think about your wins. The second question encourages you to think about something that you could have done better. The third question becomes really easy to answer. Write down your answer as vivid detail as you can. Now, a couple of tips before I wrap up the video. Make sure you actually check your Workday shutdown question and answers the next day before you start your day. It's a great way to jog your memory and really look back at your day and say, oh, that was a great lesson that I learned. I'm sure I'm not going to repeat it today. These questions are meant also not to work by themselves, but also work in tandem. If you're starting a new day, if you look at the questions from the day before, you're going to actually be able to use that information and bring that energy and creativity into your new day and answer the new set of questions for today. If you like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, because a new video comes out every single week and I talk about elevating habits and mindsets for entrepreneurs and founders on this channel. If I've missed a question or you think there's a question that other entrepreneurs would love to hear from, make sure you put them down in the comments below.